Welcome back for our last lesson of Investigation 1.1, Observing Mealworms. In yesterday's lesson, we observed the final stage of the mealworm's life cycle, the darkling beetle. Let's review your beetle drawings from yesterday's lesson in your science notebooks. If you haven't done so already, please grab your science notebook and something to write with. Also, if you haven't drawn your beetle, please pause the video and do so now. Boys and girls, it's very important that we follow along in our science notebook, just like real scientists. In today's Google form, you will be asked to upload a picture of your science notebook. Here is my Figure 1 beetle drawing in my science notebook. I'm not a very good artist, but that's okay. You really don't have to be. Scientists make drawing and sketches to help them understand what they are studying. As long as you are able to draw the structures of the darkling beetle, that's all that matters. Now let's answer the question. What structures do adult beetles have? What do you notice? I notice the antennae, the head with eyes, the body, and the legs. Yesterday, I also asked you to think about what darkling beetles use their antennae for. Do you think that they're used for smell, touch, sight? What did you think? All right, I'll tell you. Can I get a drum roll, please? All right. The darkling beetle primarily use their antennae for smell, but they sometimes also use it for touch. Adult beetles. This stage in the life cycle of mealworms is called the darkling beetle. Not again! Okay, I think I figured it out. I left my Pokemon Go app open while I'm teaching these lessons. I'll make sure that doesn't happen again. All right, that's better. Now, here's our darkling beetle. But do you remember the sequence of the mealworm life cycle? What order do the stages go? Is it larva, then egg, then pupa, then beetle? Or is it beetle, then pupa, then larva, then egg? Think about that. I want you to pause the video and say the order of the mealworm life cycle to your parents, maybe a brother or sister, or you can even send it to a friend in Google Hangouts. Pause the video now and think about the order. Tell it to a parent, a sibling, or a friend. The mealworm life cycle, the stages of the mealworm life cycle are egg to a tiny larva that grows and grows until a big larva. It then molts or sheds its skin, takes all of this off. It pupates and becomes a pupa. And the pupa is still alive, even though it doesn't move very much. And it also doesn't eat or drink, but it's preparing for the final stage of the mealworm life cycle, the darkling beetle. The darkling beetle will then lay eggs, and the cycle will repeat itself. Were you correct? Did you get the proper order of the stages of the mealworm life cycle? I'm sure you did. Today we're going to answer our focus question. Take a moment to think about our focus question. How do mealworm structures and behaviors help them grow and survive? Do you know your answer? Maybe reviewing the structures and behaviors at different stages in the mealworm's life cycle will help you. In the mealworm larva stage, it has line segments, boom, boom, all of these line segments. And it has 6 legs up here at the front, and also a pointed tail. It eats a lot to help it grow. The larva also molts or sheds its skin and pupates. After the larva pupates and becomes a pupa, it does not eat or drink. It is preparing for the final stage of the life cycle. So those are its structures, those are its behaviors. In the final stage of the mealworm life cycle, as a darkling beetle, we have the antennae, the legs, we know the structures, and the behavior is to lay more eggs. So how do mealworm structures and behaviors help them grow and survive? Pause the video and answer this question in your science notebook. All right, boys and girls, that completes our observations for our mealworm. We have a couple more activities. We're going to do a fun vocabulary activity by solving a crossword puzzle. I'm going to show you how to fill out the crossword puzzle. Here is your word bank, and I'll provide another copy in today's instructions. And let's go ahead and go to our crossword puzzle. 1 second to pull it over. All right, here we go. So the crossword puzzle has words that go across like 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and words that go down like 1 and 2. We read the definition and we put the word that we think goes in the crossword puzzle. So let's try it. Number 3. Make sure to use your word bank to help you if you get stuck. The worm-like stage in the worm-like early stage in the life cycle of an insect. Number 3. All right, so let me think about the life cycle. It's eggs. That's not worm-like. And eggs doesn't fit here. Okay, that's not right. All right, what comes next? Larva. Well, I know a larva kind of looks like a worm, so let's try larva. L-A-R-V-A. Perfect. It worked. All right, so that's number 3. The next thing, number 1, let's try one that goes down. Click on number 1. It says the stage of an animal's life cycle between larva and adult stages. Okay, so egg and then larva. What comes next? Pupa. P-U-P-A. And it fit perfectly. So you'll just click on the number that you want to complete and type your vocabulary word to match the definition. If you ever get stuck, remember, you can come back to your crossword vocabulary. All right, so I am so excited. Now that we're done with our mealworm to darkling beetle observations, we get to build our terrariums. Yesterday, you should have gathered all of your materials to build our terrariums. I'm going to show you how to build it now. With your parents' help, cut the bottom third of your clear plastic bottle. Leave the cap on the bottle. Add your gravel or small pebbles to the bottom part of your bottle. Next, add soil, small animals, and any plants that you have. If you're just planting seeds, you're going to want to fill the base with soil all the way up to the top. If you're planting a small plant with roots, like this one, you're going to want to dig a hole in the soil and place the plant in the hole. Make sure to fill the soil in around the roots. Pat it down. Add a little bit of water to the soil. If you added small animals, like the insects that I used, make sure to add a small piece of fruit or vegetable for their food as their food source. Next, with your parents' supervision, cut 4 small slits on the north, east, south, and west part of your clear bottle. It should look like this. There's a slit right there, a small slit or cut on the north, east, south, and west part. We did that to make it a little bit easier to put the top part of our bottle on over the bottom part. This part's a little tricky, so just shimmy it as much as you can to get it on top. Place the terrarium in a safe place where it'll get some natural light. We'll observe the changes in our terrarium throughout the year. All right, boys and girls, so now that we've completed our video, make sure that you complete our vocabulary crossword puzzle and complete the Google form where you will upload a picture of your terrarium and your science notebook. All right, my environmental scientists, you did a great job this week. I will see you next week for our other investigation. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.